Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second North American qualifier for the Halo World Championship. Benson joined by Walshy. Today, we're at the semi-finals, and don't worry, we're going to watch both of the semi-finals and the grand final as well. Super excited, but we're starting off with Evil Geniuses versus Leftovers at the top side of the bracket, and we finally, for the first time today, get to see some Stronghold action, Walshy.
Yep, and one thing that seems to be thematic throughout both the main Stronghold maps, which I would consider Rig and Plaza, would be you want to hold these two specific ones. In this case, bottom mid and over at the nest.
Yes.
Those ones are so strong because that ledge we just saw Victory X on trying to put shots across the map is the spot to be once you have both those set up. You can cut anyone coming up on those nest stairs, you can cut anyone coming off through bottom middle, and yeah, we see, oddly enough, nope, actually EG has control of those two. So yes, they are in prime position. And I don't know the best way to break this setup. The best way to break the setup is to first off, now allow somebody to get on that sneaky ledge. Some people call it like light rifle sneaky ledge. Some people have a specific name for it, but we'll be referencing that ledge above light rifle very frequently.
A good cap on bottom middle there from Leftovers. It was pretty well played from them. Eventually left Snipe down all by himself to try and cover it, and he just was not able to do so, and that's going to give them a 2-1 effect. They're going to get Nest as well. That is a trip cap on Evil Geniuses from Leftovers right now. Now, this is going to be really interesting to see how Evil Geniuses is going to attempt to break this if possible. Snipe down has fallen though, so expect to see a big push on Nest, and unfortunately that for Lethal, he actually just dashed straight past someone on the stairs. That was Victory is back. He's going to pay the price for that. Actually falls, however, there was a cap on Nest.
Yeah, and although all these members of EG getting cleared up, the damage has been done. They took over Nest. Actually, yeah, they took over Nest and they did the distraction towards bottom center. But point being is they did a push all four of them together. Now, you know, Lunchbox didn't go way too early and try to distract bottom center first or try to go Nest too early. He waited until all his teammates were ready to push all at the same time, and that's what EG does best. When the other team has their full setup, they have a methodical push together, or at least they're all pushing together and making something happen.
Bottom mid currently being captured by Evil Geniuses. Victory is back though, tries to put a stop to it. It will be sniped down, and sniped down with the shotgun, able to pick up that kill. I believe he had shotgun and camo as well. The cap has been carried. Just reset from Spartan, a big play from him. As Evil Geniuses now going for a trip cap. In fact, Roy, sorry, with camo invis, as also with a BR as well. This cap should be held from them, as Lethal able to pick up the kill. And just like that, blink of an eye, Evil Genius is able to turn this whole game around.
Oh, I like this play by Lethal too. That is such a sneaky spot. I wish he did not throw that grenade though. He had almost a guaranteed kill coming from light rifle, and just, you know, it's easier for us to say this in spectator mode, but whole point being is I thought he had the perfect positioning to get an easy guaranteed 1 to 2 kills with that shotgun.
Victory is back on bottom middle, trying to cause a bit of a ruckus as Evil Geniuses slowly start to reduce that deficit. Snipedown does have shotgun just covering that nest side. But again, it's that perfect setup that you were talking about, Walshy, when you control bottom middle and you control
the last part missing though is I'd love to see Roy or another member of EG eventually get up on that sneaky ledge, the one above the light rifle. That is the prime spot to be. Yes, someone can come around, you know, jump up from the garden and try to get you from there, Plaza, wherever you want to call it. Whole point being though is it's so difficult to kill someone from that position. One thing I want to point out though, Roy spawned over by Plaza, you know, near light rifle, and could have gone and gotten that third total control, but EG opts to try to keep that 2 setup. Yeah. So this is very impressive by Leftovers to sneak over and get Nest and get some sort of control. But you can bet that they are very willing to give up the Plaza in order to get the control of Nest / bottom middle.
The problem Evil Genius is going to have now is the pressure that's going to come on bottom middle as Spartan almost managed to pick up a triple kill.
Or sorry, Yard is, I've been calling Plaza Yard this whole time, or vice versa, Yard Plaza. Either way. Whole point being is, yes, they want to get bottom middle Nest.
Yes, I mean, they've been trip capped eventually now, and that does ask that question, you know, should Evil Geniuses have maybe gone for that Yard cap? Would have put them in a little bit of a better position. Now though, they do start to float over towards bottom middle. I believe they also had a player on Nest. However, he may have just fallen. Victory back, doing a great job defending bottom middle. You've seen him here pretty much all game. Can he get the new combo? Yes, he can. Nice shot there on Snipe Down, and this trip cap is really starting to punish Evil Geniuses. You look at
Yeah,
that
it's
score.
brutal. EG is actually forced to go for a yard and just kind of stop, what I like to call stop the bleeding.
Yep.
They already had, you know, a total domination. In most cases, they would not care about yard if they get any other spot, but they realize, guess what, we need to stop this because right now they are pulling ahead too fast and we need to slow this game down if we have a chance of coming back.
Yeah, leftovers were getting 2 points there as opposed to just that one with that 2-1 cap. Now, how are Evil Geniuses going to try and turn this game around? They're on bottom middle, looking at Cloud to potentially stop that. He doesn't.
Watch Snipe Down. Watch Snipe Down right now. Here's a situation where all his teammates are dead, and he's just trying to stay alive and buy time. And looks like he was spotted and eventually taken out. So it looks like this pressure from leftovers is too much for EG to be had. I mean, we talked about Liquid probably not taking a game off him, but look at leftovers right now. They are doubling EG's score, 84-38.
Snipe Down, sporting over towards Yard, waiting to see if his team can go for that push. Bottom middle could be the choice. They could actually overextend, go to Nest, force leftovers to potentially go for Yard, but leftovers have such a big lead, they may not even necessarily do that. They could just secure that bottom middle, make sure they don't lose that, because that's the key. You need to control bottom middle, and that's what they've done so well this game. Snipe Down picked up one with the shotgun, he falls as well. I think we do have EG now with that 2-1 cap. They did overextend, they went to Nest. Now this is the big play really from leftovers, is what are they going to do? Are they going to just try and force back Nest, or potentially overextend?
Yeah, they're definitely going to force back Nest. That's what they tried last time, is they kept Yard and just only worried about Nest. The way they look at it is if they can lure any players of EG down towards bomb center, they can use that numbers advantage if they get up top and just go for Nest. So right now they're hoping that they can somehow slip over to Nest. I could see them possibly attempting bomb center, but only to lure them out of Nest and out of the higher areas. So my guess is that, like I said, leftovers are ultimately going to go for Nest.
Well, Roy on your screens could potentially go for Yard. He's put himself in a position where if he needs to, he can cap it. Just puts a little bit of work down on that flag before pushing out. Shuts down Cloud with the SMG. And I like that play, just kind of letting leftovers know, hey, if I need to, I will cap this. So they recognize that they are down pretty heavily, 30 points, but starting to make the comeback. SMG back in the hand of Roy, gets the melee on Spartan, sees Cloud as well. The assist comes in, and Evil Genius is starting to get into a rhythm. They have that perfect setup once again, Walshy, but the question, can they hold this now for the rest of the game?
It's now the question. Yeah, they definitely can. It's potential. We're gonna have to see if Spartan, though, like I said, they're going for Nest right now. We have Spartan pushing up towards Nest, and Snipe Down wins that 1v1 and gets away. That is a huge fight by Snipe Down. Looks like he is back. Gonna try to help Lunchbox over there one more time, but EG just doing a great job of not just covering exactly where the strongholds are at. They try to take up as much ground as possible. They try to force you to work for every inch. Right now, Spartan's over at Flowers, gets flanked by Roy, and like I said, they are not comfortable anywhere they're at. They have to not only push out Yard, they have to get the kills and then push over and take bomb center or Nest. And this is what EG does. They press every advantage they have to its fullest.
Lethal just really continuing that pressure. They're now down just 10 points in what is a phenomenal comeback, but bottom middle is being taken now by Team Leftovers. A big challenge comes in from Lethal. He's able to pick up one. Can he find the second? Put some shots down, but that cap will be being carried. It's going to be Cloud on there, and after all the hard work Evil Genius has done, it's going to come down to a big 1v1. Lunchbox able to pick up the kill.
He has his help from Victory.
Teammates are there as well. Victory is back, picks up the melee. Did they get the cap? I don't think they did. Spartan jumps on it though. Bottom middle has been reset as well by Evil Geniuses. I cannot believe it. They keep the 2-1 flag lead. That is unbelievable play right there from EG, Walsh.
Yes, and a lot of discipline as well, because I saw during that time, I believe it was TJ who ended up spawning over near Yard, and he said, screw that, I'm going straight towards bomb center, try to help that spot. Even though he could have single-handedly capped Yard, he realized where the important focus was. It was his bomb center Nest setup, and that's exactly what they're going for. And it looks like Cloud, you know, he tried to go for bomb center at the end here, stepped out, trying to be safe, but it's too little too late. Just like that, they were up 90-38 and end up losing the game with 72 unanswered seconds.
That was absolutely beautiful play from Evil Geniuses. It really was. Right towards the end, you pointed it out perfectly. Lethal, with that Yard spawn, had a couple of seconds to really just kind of think about exactly what he wanted to do. He could have kept Yard, still managed to go for that 2-1 stronghold setup, but it would have been unfavorable. Spawns would have got a little bit crazy. Leftovers could have stolen the game. Instead, pushes bottom middle and helps his team out. They keep control of the game and make a phenomenal comeback. Just when we thought Evil Geniuses were about to drop the first map of the day, they come out with a tremendous comeback right there, Walsh. Evil Geniuses 1-0 up in the semi-final. Of course, it is a best of 5, but Leftovers showing a good sign of life there. But how do they recover after getting come back on, if that makes sense?
That's tough. I mean, look at the scoreboard. Obviously, there's a few other times could maybe got a few kills. I think, like, you look at someone like Cloud, you assume he's a top player. Maybe you could have had a few more kills, but that's still, like, that's not pinpointing an exact mistake. The exact mistake I feel like Leftovers made during that match was there was a moment when EG had Yard, and they were capping, it was either bottom mill or nest. And instead of going back and just defending the perfect setup, which is bomb siren nest, they went and capped Yard and then tried to push out, and that allowed EG to get their actual setup. Up until then, they never had the bomb center / nest for more than 15-20 seconds. It was still a chaotic situation where no one had a full setup. Well, once EG got that, it was game over, as we saw 72 unanswered seconds.
Let's take a quick look at our bracket, just to recap anyone that's just tuning in. Of course, we are at the semi-finals. Evil Geniuses versus Leftovers at the top, Allegiance versus CLG at the bottom. That will be the following game after the EG Leftovers. EG 1-0 up. For now, quick commercial break. When we return, jumping into map number 2.
Xbox One exclusive.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Halo World Championship North American Qualifier number 2. So excited, we want to get straight to the action. Evil Geniuses versus Leftovers. EG leading 1-0. However, now we're at a Slayer. Walsh, do we see Leftovers kind of get a little bit of momentum back after that? I mean, they had a huge lead in that Strongholds before kind of throwing it away a little bit. Yes, it was perfect play from Evil Geniuses, but still, a lead
that's
like
still
that.
frustrating when you're so close to closing it out. Only 10 seconds away. It's just sort of like, all right, why couldn't we, get one of these pushes to work and make this happen? But, I'm hoping that they have enough veteranship on their squad. I mean, someone like Victory, all these players should be familiar with these arena-style maps, a midship-style map. So there's not huge advantage either way, I would argue on here. Even players that are more unknown, like obviously you credit someone like Roy, Lunchbox, and Snipe Down and stuff, but at the same time, every single one of these players are top Halo players, and they're gonna know how to play this arena-style map. So I don't see a huge advantage either way as far as like how long one's been in the game. So whole point being, I think Leftovers can bounce back if they just let that last game go. They should not be, should not be beating themselves up. They should not be even reviewing the last game and saying, oh, we should have pushed this way. Review is for after tournaments like settings. Like, this is an NA qualifier. This could determine whether they make it or don't make it to the World Finals. So
how difficult is that to do,
is they just need to worry about game by game, just focus on what they can do better, and it seems like it's working because they are up 6 kills right now on this Truth Slayer.
Very true. 13-7 the score. I'm on board with Cloud. There's the BR in hand. Just tracking back towards his teammate. Just playing a pretty solid game so far. Simple basic setup. No one really overextending or overcommitting either way, except for one person. I believe that's Commonly, who's actually stuck in a pretty tricky situation. He was able to pick up Lethal. Now trying to hunt down, Snipe Down. Throws out the grenade, picks up the assist, and beautiful play from Commonly right there.
Yeah, I've just noticed it seems like EG has been more so trapped on the Carbine side of the map most of the time. I can't say 100% for certain what is the better side on this without having played this as much as some of these top pros. If you had asked me this in like Halo 2 Classic or even Halo 3, I'd argue Pink, without a doubt. Getting Pink 3, getting Pink 2, and just being dominating there. But the map, its aesthetics are quite different. You aren't as dominating at Pink. You can get easily frag grenaded. Like, there's just so many small differences. Like I said, one being frag grenades on here. Pink is so vulnerable to frag grenades compared to a plasma grenade, which has its timer fuse, you know, set to like 2.5 seconds before it explodes. So,
well, we will see. It was a pretty big lead Leftovers managed to develop in the early parts of this game. Currently sits at 21 to
and we gotta wonder, is that due to their Pink control, or is it due to, like, we did see Cloud with that last camo, but I didn't see him very effective with it.
Yeah,
we saw, I'm trying to think exactly what time he grabbed it. Lunchbox did get the very first camo of the game. We didn't get to show that on stream. But point being is, both teams have had one camo each, but neither of them have been really effective at all. And we see 3 members of EG over at the blue side, and all 3 members taken down by a great flank by Victory X, who gets the double kill on Roy and Lethal.
Yeah, nice play with that BR, and keeps that lead in Leftovers' favor. Just currently on board with Victory, as he's just trying to get some intel, pull out to his teammates. Snipe down, was able to pick up Spartan. So Victory just wants to stay in that bottom middle area. Very, very weak, just staying alive. Plays that one pretty much perfectly for now. I believe Lethal actually starting to push out. Let me go on board with Lethal, as he's starting to think about potentially going for a bit of a push here. 21 to 26 though. This game is still very, very close.
Yeah, now one thing I've been crediting before is how EG does such a good job of staying together, pushing together, and pushing across the map. Now, overall, I think that's a great thing. Like, yeah, generally if you push in with another teammate around a corner, you can't be mad about that. You're gonna have a 2-on-1 situation if someone's nearby. However, Truth plays out quite a bit different. It's one of those maps where you can get a lot of great positioning, where you can stay alive by yourself. Think about like Pink 2 or the Bubbles over on Carbine side, where you can be a one-man wrecking force, just laying down shots across the map. You don't need multiple members in those spots. And it seems like EG earlier on was all bunched up. They had 2 or 3 members on level 2 of the base trying to push out, and that's not great strength of numbers, because a lot of times you're fighting players who can lay down shots on you, back down, give away your location, and still stay alive. So the whole point being is it just seems like EG were doing a good job staying together, but wasn't in the prime location. So I feel like they just need to spread out and just kind of be in good spots where they can help each other cross map.
Game was at a 2-kill deficit. Back to it now as Snipe Down picks up Victory. Lunchbox also able to get one with the grenade there on Spartan. So 1-kill game with still plenty of time, over 6.5 minutes to go. Evil Geniuses have been trailing for the majority of this.
Like this play by Snipe Down. Sorry to cut you off. No. Look at him top center right now. He is taking so much damage, but also being such a huge nuisance. You look at 2 other players. It was Spartan and Cloud looking at Snipe Down at the same time. He had 3 members of Leftovers looking at him, and that enabled Lunchbox to flank them over at Red 2. It enabled, you know, Snipe Down even stay alive down low and just buy time. So the whole point was he was that one-man like distraction crew, and Snipe Down, did you see that jump he did from Pink 1 up top?
That was nice. Or no? Yeah, that was nice.
That was sick. I'm learning to do jumps all the time. So,
yo, Snipe Down bringing out a couple of jumps. That's the second one today. Very impressive stuff from him. 37 to 34. EG now with the lead. And if there was a time to get the lead, I feel like this is the best. Closing towards the end of the game, of course, as Roy just goes for a bit of a bait and switch, picks up an easy 2. Can he find the triple? He'll be down there with a BR, but no, gets the assist. Snipe Down cleans that up. And just like that, blink of an eye, Evil Geniuses with a 5-kill lead.
And look at this. This time, instead of, you saw how from the opposite end, we saw Roy looking at his brother Lunchbox, who's over on Carbine side. Instead of them both being at level 2 red, they're both closing in on level 2 red from 2 separate locations. So they're just doing more crossfire rather than just sticking together. And that seems to be one of the keys to victory here on this map right now.
It's been the difference.
Just staying in powerful positions and laying down shots across map.
You can kind of tell, you touched on that a bit earlier on in this game, Walsh, just the difference in positioning from Evil Geniuses, from being, you know, very, very close together at the very beginning of the game when they were kind of losing.
And now they're just spread apart and just in very powerful spots, and you can see it working so well for them.
Lunchbox will fall just as we say that, though. Back to a 1-kill game. Leftovers down, but by no means out right now. Victory with a big win on Roy. Gets out with his life as well. With that trade, however, tagged from the side, he needs a lot of help, but I don't think it's going to come. He's so weak. Finally falls. Lead back to 3 in favor of Evil Geniuses. They've not dropped a map yet, but they have come close. And this one could be that map if somehow Leftovers are able to get these kills.
Yeah, it just looked like Lunchbox and Roy trying to take down their former teammate Cloud over at Red 2, and that fell to both of their deaths. We're gonna see Victory actually stay alive over at Red, sneaky ledge, and push towards Pink. Whoever takes control of Pink here might be in a great position because it's only a 1-kill game, and there are 2 members of each squad over there. So one of these teams is gonna be very happy with its outcome.
Oh, Lethal just overcommitted a little bit there. He falls. It's 47-48. Snipe down has to go.
Like I said, stay focused on Pink area. That gives it 50-47.
Wow.
Commonly, and the leftover squad just taken out of EG. So it all came down to that Pink area too. Like I said, whoever won that Pink engagement was 46-all. I felt like it was going to win that game, and we did see Lethal and Roy both fall down, and that gave not only those couple kills closer for the leftover squad, but gave them Pink control and numbers.
You said it right at the very end, and it was exactly what happened. Leftovers take the first map off Evil Geniuses in the second North American Online Qualifier. Ties up the series 1 map apiece. For now, quick commercial break. When we return, though, jumping straight into map number 3. Be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second North American Online Qualifier for the Halo World Championship. Bench joined by Walshy today, and it's EG versus Leftovers. We're going to Game 3, CTF Fathom, and of course, this is a best of 5 as well, so the action is definitely not over just yet. We'll see a couple more games, that's for sure, but Leftovers take the first map off Evil Geniuses, Walshy. Can they do it again, though? That's the question.
I mean, yeah, I definitely think how they're playing right now, they were doing such a good job, but once again, that was a Team Slayer game. I truly feel that I've given this example before when talking about 2 top teams, whereas if you take 4 top players, they have a chance of, you know, having never played together as a squad of 8 and beat an actual full team of like a top 8 team in a Team Slayer game. However, I feel like the reverse is true for like a objective game where it's almost impossible for a random group of 4 to be that coordinated objective game, just because you not only have to coordinate slays, you have to coordinate run objective, and I don't know if you were on Victory X right there, but he actually jumped off the, you were or not?
That's the third
Every
one
single
today.
time, man, we are on people who just love to jump off the map when it's their time to shine.
Wow. 3 in one day. That's impressive. I just had a little giggle to myself as I saw it. But as you were saying, going back to 4 players playing on a team and playing an objective-based game,
yeah,
very different than a
so
slaying.
many other like factors in it, where it's just not just slaying and staying in good position, it's knowing when to run the objective, where you're going to run it, how you're going to cover that player, and that's where a team like EG is going to shine. But they just get shut down by a nice double kill by Cloud, and Cam. Victory X is in the opposing base and has the EG spawned by Silos. So we're going to see if he can run this over towards Treehouse. Victory X was taken down, so I'm not sure if Flag is still going.
Flag is just off that base. Looking at Spartan, who's just patrolling top mid. Should be able to get a couple of shots down on Lunchbox. It's worth mentioning as well that Lethal actually did a good job pulling the Leftovers flag, but unfortunately just couldn't get it out far enough for his teammates to be able to pick that one up, and it was instantly returned. Looks like Evil Genius's flag should be returned as well, but in fact, actual fact, no, I lie. Victory, he just went straight back for it, and he's been able to pick it up. And his teammates spawning red cylinder, they could be in some trouble
Cylinder,
though.
and this is interesting play. Look at what all Leftovers did. They didn't even go back towards their base. They all stayed together by Treehouse. I like this play so much because instead of splitting up and saying, all right, we're going to run 2 towards porch and like maybe 1 towards enemy base, they all did the exact same plan together. And you have so much better chances, or a much better chance of having that work. I'd rather have 4 players do a less perfect strategy together rather than everyone doing what they think is best individually. So I like that play by Leftovers. even if this does not go in their favor, I feel like the play that they did right there of all staying together, getting control of Treehouse and getting control of somewhere up top was the way to go. And this flag is still alive. Victory X has the flag still at his base.
And Lunchbox was so weak there as well. He's obviously carrying that flag for Evil Geniuses, but as you said, the flag has been kept alive. Roy with the perfect and commonly. Let's try and find that flag. And in actual fact, it has been spotted. Sniped has seen him, but no shields, can't really do anything.
I think he needs to drop that flag, like right there. Victory just poked out for that split second.
Lethal's
He has to know that that icon is right over his head. So that was a small misplay, I believe, by Victory X. And looks like Commonly is going to do a great job of keeping this flag alive. Now, Benson, these are always unique situations when you have a flag out for both sides.
Yep.
Now, I have different views on how this works out. Like, the way I think teams should be playing it is if they have numbers, push everybody out except the flag person and go for some sort of recovery. However, if you are down in numbers, keep every single person back. This forces the opposing team to split up in the exact perfect numbers and somehow challenge you back in order to win that engagement.
It almost forces them to challenge 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, which is never going to work.
You pretty much get to be in control of the times where there's like a 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3 situation. So even though sometimes it feels vulnerable to leave your flag person back, some people opt to like, oh, we should always keep 1 person back with our flag person. That is the exact wrong play in my eyes, because I feel like you need every single member, especially on a large map like Fathom, out there pushing out. And actually what we even see from Commonly is Commonly actually just drops the flag and pushes out. Nobody's even with the flag, and now Victory spawned and is with the flag. But
that was
the
good
whole point being is he even appreciated numbers that much more that said, guess what? I don't think they're gonna return our flag. We had both sides of our map covered, so I'm gonna push out and get that little head start on getting closer to the recovery.
Yeah, it was, you know, smart play, just knowledge of where the opposition are going to be, and you can do that when you have such good knowledge and map awareness. But
and actually, if you switch over to Snipe Down, switch over to Snipe Down screen real quick. Here is even more of a testament to why you do not need to have more defense. So what Snipe Down realizes is that his team has he has the opposing treehouse, which is to his right. And he realized, guess what? I am safe to push over this half of my map. So even if someone did sneak over towards his treehouse, he was close enough. And looks like his teammates must have been taking over at opposite treehouse, so he decided maybe he overextended just a slight bit. The whole point being is that he is still positioning himself at his base closer to his teammates. So if he was, for some reason, in a one-on-one or taken out, he's at least able to toss the flag out in a position where his teammates can guard it and come back to defend it.
You're seeing something very, very similar now from Victory as well. He just picks up the flag, pushes out a little bit, puts it in a position where his teammates can just track back immediately off spawn and help with a trade if need be. But a couple of players finally fall for Evil Geniuses. This could be the play for Leftovers. This has been a very, very long stalemate. And you just see Victory just waiting so patiently. See that flag is going to be returned. It has been dropped now, but you can just see, thanks to the outlines of the EG players, they are all flooding past that flag. They should have control. Snipe Down able to pick up 1. And Roy, straight off the bat,
back to the stalemate. Back to the stalemate. We're going to be here for a while, folks, so get used to it.
This is, get the marshmallows ready, boys.
It's a tough situation to break out of. A team needs to get so many kills in a row and get the correct kills in order to make this work out. And what ends up happening so many times I've had in matchmaking is where it's like both flags return because
at the same time
both teams commit and get the right kills they need to, or whatever happens to be, or at least I could see both teams after having it gone this long. Like we've been in the stalemate for what, about 4 minutes, I would guess.
Seems like forever.
I could see both these teams trying to base it more around getting control of the center and then maybe getting control of this first camo, because we noticed all this crouch walking around. Lunchbox and Snipe Down, crouch walking around, just trying to be that sneaky player and make something happen. Lunchbox snagging the OS at 513 was taken down by Spartan the dog. So we're gonna have to see if Leftovers can take advantage of these 2 kills and push in.
Roy has to defend himself. He falls finally, and is that flag going to be returned? No, the grenade comes in from Snipe Down. Look at how close to the return that was. Snipe Down with such a big grenade to keep it alive, but he's going to be charged once again. Snipe Down has to go big with the pistol, misses the melee and falls. Will the flag be returned? It's so close. It's almost there that it was picked up, and it is going to be returned. Now, will the flag get captured? It doesn't look like it. The flag has been counterpulled. It's dropped, but it should be returned. And oh my goodness gracious me, crazy, crazy plays in the last 30 seconds there, but finally Leftovers able to run that flag in after what seemed like a 20-minute stalemate.
Yes, huge props to Leftovers during that whole spree of plays, because there were so many things they did right there. One thing I would say that EG may have done wrong, I guess I did not know exactly where every member of EG was during that last flag return, but it seemed like EG placed the flag in the ideal spot to have it return. If you think about it,
very close
if
to
I'm
that
Victory X and I'm in the opposing base, where would you want the flag at? I want it behind that big block where I can just hide behind and not get grenaded and not get shot.
Yep. Puts it almost safety for it to be returned. And actually, the flag has been pulled once again by Evil Geniuses. And it should be Cap. Snipe down, runs it home. And Roy able to get that trade there on Cloud.
Has to be so frustrated for leftovers.
1-1.
They had to work a 6-minute stalemate to get their one cap, and EG's like, all right, we'll just run this flag back 30 seconds later. Calm down a little bit. Don't get too comfortable with that lead.
Oh wow, 3.5 minutes left to go here in the CTF. And it's tied 1-1.
If you look at Roy and Snipe down here in a second, it looks like they changed a little bit, but they have the Manwich waiting for Commonly if he comes up there. And Commonly breaks out of the Manwich, says no thank you. Somehow, I don't know how you'd ever beat that situation I was going to say before, because there was someone, Snipedown had Storm Rifle on the left side, Roy had AR on the right side, and that's one of those moments that you don't want to walk into. That's like the stuff of nightmares.
Commonly's like, nah, it's the stuff of dreams, don't worry about it. Walsh picks up both players somehow and managed to get that top mid control. And that forces EG, as you can see, just to play very slow, patient off the spawn. They need to pick up a couple of kills before they can think about trying to push out just yet. Of course, in such a close game like this, a flag now could be the deciding factor. The flag was touched, instantly returned. 2 players go down, and this now could be where you see leftovers pounce.
3 dead. Roy's the only one alive that can stop this.
And beautiful knowledge of the spawns from Commonly. I believe Roy was actually over in their base. Commonly turns around, does pick up Roy, who had the flag. However, Lethal in a position to try and trade that does so. The flag is still away from base for Evil Geniuses, and it's also now away for leftovers.
And it's a 2-on-2 situation. I like this play by Victory X. What he did is he dropped the flag and went for the recov, but was actually backed down by Snipedown. Snipedown not only backed down Victory X, he killed Commonly and is now running the flag back over towards Silo. So great play by Snipedown, possibly saving this entire game for his squad.
Victory has railgun, but he does a play it almost around the other side of the wall. He knows it though. He's waiting for his teammate to help him out here, and they may go for that pinch. They do. Lunchbox still alive and could cause Victory some problems, but it looks like we are going to have that stalemate once again.
You got
Victory
satisfied with 1, so we gave you not 1 but 2 stalemates this game, and I would not be surprised to see, this could go the rest of the game. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot back and forth here. Unless Spartan the Dog right here, he had a nice sneak right there on Snipedown, but Lunchbox sniffed that one out, killed him with railgun, and we're back at our favorite stalemate.
I think one push. I think you can see from either team, minute 21, a structured push where you can pick up a couple of kills and then try and get inside the enemy base, try and get that return. That's what you're going to see. Time slowly starting to tick. These kills now become so important. Commonly putting a couple of shots down on the flag carrier. Not able to pick up the kill before Lunchbox pushes up top mid. Commonly makes short work of him. Now actually going to go for a very aggressive push on Snipedown. He may actually get this kill. Putting a couple of shots down. Wasn't able to do so. And unfortunately, EG surround him and he will fall. But that was
that's just great maneuvering with the flag, realizing that he had help on Treehouse side and knowing where he could back down. But once again, look at what Snipedown's going to do. He's going to try and run away a little bit further.
The flag's being returned.
Yeah, Spartan the Dog is being sneaky.
I can't believe he got that return. Did he get the cap? It's so close. Commonly with the flag. Is he going to get it? He is with 30 seconds left. Leftovers go
I did not
up.
see that coming. I was about to rag on you earlier and be like, yeah, it only takes 1 push to recover the flag, but the chances of that happening are like 1 in 100.
Well,
and of course, I have been more wrong than I have been right this NA qualifier number 2 so far. And we are gonna see, I believe
it.
Leftovers take this game number 3.
This game? Wow. It was a crazy game of CTF, that's for sure. An extremely long stalemate. But what a return of that flag right there from Leftovers. That was insane.
Ammo there, and Snipedown. I was crediting Snipedown before and saying he did a great job of throwing the flag out in the open, in a very open location where it could not be seen. And yeah, Spartan just did a perfect job of crouch walking over that with camo. It just seemed to be in the right place at the right time.
Spartan 29 kills.
The right power up.
Beautiful play from Leftovers. They now are 1 map away from knocking out the North American qualifier number 1 champions, Evil Geniuses. Can they do it though? That is the question. Obviously, you can see how the series has panned out so far. EG managed to win Plaza Strongholds 100 points to 90 after an insane comeback. Let's not forget, this could have been a 3-0 Walshy. Leftovers somewhat threw away that first map when you kind of go back to it. They had a huge lead before Evil Geniuses made the comeback. Leftovers then go big, 50-47 on Truth Slayer, and a very, very close Fathom CTF 2-1 win for Leftovers. Coming up next, though, it's Altitude Breakout. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Can Leftovers beat Evil Geniuses in today's semifinal? Find out after this commercial break.
The Covenant seem particularly disorganized lately.
We're falling apart.
Finally.
It would be strange, wouldn't it? Not to be fighting them. After all these years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second North American Online Qualifier for the Halo World Championship. We're at the semifinals. It's Evil Geniuses versus Leftovers, and Leftovers have themselves a pretty little lead, 2-1 up, and we head over to a Breakout Altitude. Walsh, is this all over now for Evil Geniuses, or could we potentially?
You can never count EG out. That is the one team you can never count out. So right off the gates, EG comes out, takes out 3 members in his Cloud 1v3, and can't be too happy about that.
That round was over
Especially
very
when it's
quick.
taken down by a Green Machine SMG. I have the same skin, by the way.
Oh, do you
36
really?
skin.
Ooh, pretty. I got the Green Machine pistol. I don't have the SMG yet. I need to go back to the Walshy strat. Those silver packs, man.
Yeah, you have to, man. You gotta stick with it all the way. If you just kind of go half-assed with it, it's not gonna work out.
So true, so true. Looking at Roy at the start of this breakout round, he managed to get the shots off uncommonly, and also cleans up with the kill. With big thanks for Lunchbox as well, who's also putting some shots down. And Evil Geniuses with that man advantage already, 4-3. And you can just see, I think they're maybe a little bit annoyed at what happened at the end of that CTF game. They're coming out the gate very, very fast in the first couple of rounds. However, Cloud does pick up 2 kills of his own and forces a 2 versus 2 situation.
You still on Roy's screen? Look at what he did right there. He realized that there was a 2-on-1 up top. His teammate had just dropped down below, and so he backs down as well. That just shows his awareness. That's one skill that Sane highlighted back like in early Halo 1. People said, what's the biggest difference? Like, your shot's not that much better than some of those other players. You know, your grenades aren't that much greater. Like, what's the difference besides communications? It's just awareness, knowing exactly what's going on with the situation, where your teammates are at, and what you should be doing.
That
Just
shot.
like that, Roy goes from being in a 2-on-1 situation to getting a double kill at the end. Not exactly a double kill, but he got the last 2 kills to close out the round.
That first kill was just pure reflexes, just snapped across.
Yes, that was ridiculous seeing Cloud. Like, even us having like this Oracle vision and being able to see exactly where the player's at. Like, I don't know if I would have hit that shot. My BR has gotten a lot shakier in the last years. But seeing Roy just hit that without even, just going by pure communication is impressive.
Already though, at the start of the third round, Leftovers are able to pick up 2 Evil Geniuses players. Looking at Lunchbox, who goes top BR. He's now in a 1 versus 3. Does see 2 players up top, but it won't matter. Leftovers are not going to give away a round like that. They get the first round on the board. And again, that one very, very fast, Walsh.
Yes, and a lot of times too, when teams get numbers and they know what they're doing here, it's really tough to come back from that. Somebody has to pull off a pretty clutch play in order to get like some sort of unanswered kill. So not much Lunch could have done there at the very end. Game's kind of already lost by the time they're down in a 3-on-1 situation. But I like Lunchbox's attitude. He did not back down, did not try to run away. He fought to the death. And I appreciate that. I respect that. 2 man points go straight to Lunchbox.
Botched that nade a little bit though. But does have the numerical advantage. It's now a 4 versus 2, and Lunchbox managed to get that nade on Spartan. 4 versus 1. This is EG's round to lose.
Now
Anyway,
Lunchbox jumped out and fought and took his death like a man, whereas Victory X, he was hiding behind that pillar. Just know that's going to give EG more confidence going this next round. They're saying, look at him. He was scared, cowered in that corner behind the pillar. Let's go finish these guys off.
Definitely been starting these rounds very aggressively, and it's been working so far. However, Lethal very, very weak, just slowly tracks back. Has to be aware of those grenades that should be coming raining down. One actually completely missed. Roy picks up 2 though, and Lethal able to connect with a couple of shots. 3 versus 2. Has to know the challenge is coming. You may have actually just heard it. There it is. That's going to be Victory. Victory's going to be so weak. Lethal's feeling confident. Has the SMG in his back pocket. Also, Lunchbox by his side. Cloud, he's going to fall as well. Evil Geniuses, they're definitely not out just yet.
Yeah, they are practicing their breakout. But keep in mind, last time they were up 4-0
Good point.
against...
It was the Karma Police.
Yes, Karma Police, and game went to round 9. I don't expect that same thing happening here, but it just goes to show that this game can be quite swingy. It just seems like once you're on a roll and once you and your teammates feel like you know what you're doing, like everyone's confident. Like look at all of EG right now. All 3 of them just top center, being very confident, charging across and doing a great job. And
may have been a little bit of overconfidence there. Does leave Snipe down in a 1 versus 2, and he will fall. It almost seemed as if Leftovers just recognized that there was 3 players top mid, and they just said, oh, well, we can just all shoot at the same 3 people, and just kind of worked out in their favor there. And unfortunately, Slimdown not able to clutch up in that 1 versus 2. However, Evil Geniuses still do have that 4-2 round lead on board with Lethal at the start of this one. The grenades go flying over. He's pretty weak himself. Finally throws his grenade over, and that does connect as well. But still with some good control now.
yeah, I like what I noticed. What happened right there is Victory X just got hit by Roy's grenade, and what Roy did, wow, 3 takedowns immediately.
It's happening, Walshy. It's happening again.
Everything I say is wrong.
It's happening again. I don't think Evil Geniuses will hurt us one away. 4-3. Let's see if I have to go on board with Leftovers now. If they can come back.
A lot of credit there at the end by saying his grenade hit Victory, and instead of staying focused on the spot, he hit got a hit marker and then focused somewhere else and tried to get top center control. But somehow commonly came in, swooped in, got a double kill on the EG crew, and now we're back to a 3-2 game right now. And we're gonna see if Cam can back off long enough so he can get help from his teammate Hammy, that is commonly. So
Lethal
see what they can do. And I like this play, kind of.
I feel like it was necessary. They recognized EG had that top mid control, and they almost had to back off there, just making sure they didn't give anyone up. 2-1 or 1 versus 2 is going to be so hard to clutch for them right now.
Yep. But ideally, you want the top center position, like you said. But if you cannot have top center position, your main ramp is a very safe spot to fight these. You are pretty much on even ground fighting someone else who is top center if you are using your main ramp correctly.
Who is going to make the play? 2 versus 2. We saw a game of Breakout earlier on where in a 2 versus 2 situation, just kind of bled the timeout and played for the draw. Are we going to see something similar here for Leftovers? Of course, they are trailing 4-3. Evil Geniuses just need 1 more round. However, of course, Leftovers, after winning that last CTF, they are 2-1 up in the series. A win here would put them in today's grand final. Is Lethal going to make a play for that flag? It would be crazy. Surely he doesn't. He does back off there.
Yeah, definitely going for a flag. I like what he's doing is trying to just kind of feel out the other squad, try to grab some grenades, and look for mistakes. Because as you said, neither of these squads are pushing up. They're waiting for everyone to make a mistake. And that's the whole point is most of these games are won more so by great plays and making fewer mistakes in their squad. It's not so much that, oh, guess what?
Snipedown's getting aggressive. He picks up 1. Can he find the second? He's chasing. There's only a couple of seconds left. He gets a couple of shots on, but not able to find that kill. Snipedown so close to being able to win that round. What an escape that was.
That worked out amazing.
God.
That was a great play, knowing how long it took to run down there and get away. And remember before when I was talking about that situation, where there was a 2-on-2, this was the, I believe it was Allegiance game?
Yes.
And I said, someone should make a move, and if it doesn't work out, they can still run away at the very end, and that's what Conley did. It ended up working the reverse, though. Like, Snipedown's the one that made the move, and Conley somehow still knew how to get away. So that was a great play by Conley to turn that, that situation into another round, which gave him another chance. But in the end, looks like we are going to a Game 5.
We are indeed. Evil Geniuses pick up the breakout, and that forces a 2-2 game. Lunchbox with 9 kills there. leading Evil Geniuses to the victory, 5-3 win on Breakout Altitude. But go to Game 5, Walsh. I think you know the maps, right? You had them in front of you. What is that Game 5? I didn't write it down.
5 is Slayer on Empire.
Slayer on Empire. Well, I'm excited, that's for sure. First Game 5 we've had on stream, I believe, and the online qualifiers. For now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, though, Game 5.
In all my years of command, I've never seen a more determined soldier than the Master Chief. You know his service record was unimpeachable. But he's not responding to orders, and he's setting these things loose. We created him. So we're responsible when we can't control him. When he recruits others to join him.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the semifinals of the second North American Online Qualifier for the Halo World Championship. And, well, what a semifinal we have. We're going to a Game 5 between Leftovers and Evil Geniuses, and let's jump straight into the action. Walsh, what have you got for me at the start of this game? Give me some insight. Who's going to win?
We see some animosity between Lunchbox and Roy, as we saw a betrayal there. Lunchbox betraying Roy. But we saw Burned OS, I believe is by Commonly, and that was pretty much immediately, so around the 11:50 mark. And for those that are uncertain hot time, the power-ups like Overshield and Camo in this game, it comes up 2 minutes after you pick it up.
Yes, victory is back. Did a good job with that shotgun, managed to pick up 2 before he actually died there. But the game, of course, immediately tied up at 4-4. And pressure on both these two squads. Of course, this is that Game 5. The winner progresses through to today's grand final. Evil Geniuses have been there already and managed to win in the first online qualifier. Doing it again would be impressive, but Leftovers, definitely good opposition. One of the best series we've had so far in these online qualifiers.
Yeah, obviously Leftovers need this more than EG.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's not a squad that's gonna let up whatsoever. You were actually mentioning home. We're gonna see what team sends the other one home. Oh wait, they're already home.
They're already at home, yeah. Either way, though, it's been a great series so far. It seems fitting that this one did go the distance to that Game 5. And as it stands, Leftovers actually do have themselves a little bit of a lead. 4 kills.
I actually want to get your opinion on this, Benson. What side do you think is better on this? If you had the choice of your team holding the inside or the outside?
I'm personally an outside kind of guy.
Yeah.
That's just the way I like to play it. I think it's so simple to kind of hold down, but I think to me it kind of depends whether you're trailing or you're kind of in the lead. It is very kind of dependent on that. What are your kind of opinions on that, Walsh?
My thoughts is I think I'm personally a player who is more comfortable fighting battles outside because I play on a lower sensitivity, I play on 3, so I'm not as good in vertical fights that you might engage at like a tower.
Okay.
Or like towards bomb center where it happens to be. But I see most teams and players seemingly have more success inside because it seems like you can much easier infiltrate in like outside rather than the reverse. So for example, when you're inside, you can actually go up on those sneaky ledges. You can go towards one of like the side bases by those platforms and start to poke and prod at outside and get some of those picks. Yeah, you can do the same as the reverse when someone overexposes themselves top center or out on the front DMR of the inside tower. But for the most part, it just seems like you have so much more control. Like if you're watching someone like Spartan right now, he is just gonna sit here on this platform. He can grab these grenades whenever he wants. He can jump over on the front side or the side of the space and pretty much like kind of test and poke these members of EG and without, risking a death.
Yeah.
At the same time, if someone overexposes on one of those sneaky ledges right there, he gets one of the picks and he's able to back down, run back inside the base and go back inside. So that's why I feel like a lot of these other top players have much more success than I do by focusing more about holding the inside and then attacking the outside.
And this is a big lead, which has actually started to develop for Leftovers, as Spartan not able to pick up Lunchbox there. I thought for a minute
I thought he got enough SMG bullets in there, but Lunchbox just doing great work with the Storm Rifle there and getting that finish.
So I'm actually going to go on board with Lunchbox as Evil Geniuses are trailing. It's a 10-kill deficit they're going to have to try and turn around because there is still plenty of time in the game to do so, but it's going to be pretty tough for them with the way that we're seeing Leftovers play. They're playing some good Halo 5 right now, that's for sure.
we want to see them not switch this up either. I feel like the reason they were being so successful here is they had EG spawning outside and they're swarming as a team. So one thing they're still doing very well is they're swarming as a squad, but they now, for the first time, allowed EG to get somewhere inside. And actually, EG must have backed out. Like, EG is all over at Red Turbine, so you gotta have a question if EG prefers to be outside, because whatever they're doing right now is not working for them.
Yeah, you can see they track back to go outside, and a couple of players do fall for them. And
most importantly, Overshield's coming up any second now. It is 7:52 on my timer right now, and we see Conley already in bomb area. Just grabbed it, 7:48. They have a 15 kill lead and Overshield, and he has both twins in his sight. I'm almost certain that he's gonna charge over there and finish them out. Because he does not want to give EG this inside control. Get EG back outside. It is not working for them.
He's playing it very, very smart. Recognized that Roy was going to be in there as well. Challenges Lunchbox, picks up the first. Can he find the second? He's actually went for the slam.
That's preemptive. Yeah. I like that play. Like, that just goes to show how many hours he's put in this game. He says, guess what? I've been in the situation long enough to know that someone likely is hiding around this corner.
Unfortunately, no one at that time, but as you said, great initiative from him. As he turns around and sees Lunchbox once again with the assault rifle, able to clean him up. No more OS and he will fall, but damage, fair to say, done. Forced Evil Genius once again to spawn outside a couple of times there. 35-19 as well, the lead. Victory has the shotgun. We've seen him do some damage, this Slayer, with that shotgun, especially at the beginning of the game. Picked up 2 kills early on with that. Seems very comfortable just to sit inside, forcing EG to spawn out. Picks up 1 with the grenade. The assist comes in on Roy. And it's as if Leftovers are just playing this exactly how they want to, and it's as if Evil Genius's playstyle falls into that too.
It's rare that we see EG in a situation like this, down 14 kills in a team player, and it's already this deep in. Like, it's tough, you know, when we see a game like Strongholds, a team could be down 99-0, and if they have the perfect setup, like a squad like EG, they can definitely come back. Yeah, they have perfect setup. This game type's different. Squad like Leftovers are gonna be able to trade kills in multiple situations, so it's really tough to come back from Slayer deficits compared to a Strongholds deficit.
And the deficit's growing as well. It's now at 13. It was previously at 10, and honestly, Leftovers are playing this one so very well.
I'm calling it, if EG does not get this next Overshield, this is a Leftovers game. I mean, it's pretty safe to call Leftovers victory at this point. But at the same point, this Overshield could determine everything. We see Lethal on it. It's 5:48. The Overshield is up right now. Can anyone grab it? Snipe Down has control of it. 9 kill deficit. See what we can do to get control of this tower, because this whole entire time, EG has been losing most of their slaves by being stuck outside. So 8 kills away.
Lunchbox made such a good play to secure that OS up top with the BR. Picked up a triple kill to enable Snipe Down to just easily drop down and pick that up. And now you're seeing an 8 kill deficit. It's going to get even lower as it goes down to 7. Snipe Down with the shotgun makes it a 6 kill deficit, 35-41. And you have that outside spawn coming in for Leftovers. Lunchbox is going to back away. Snipe Down still with OS. He's going to challenge Cloud. Victory was able to pick up Lunchbox, and this is a big win for Snipe Down if he's able to get it, and he isn't. That is big for Leftovers.
Yes, taking out not only the Overshield threat of Snipe Down, but he had the shotgun as well. I'm not sure how much ammo, if any, he had left, but point being is that shotgun is either in the hands of the Leftover squad or it's on respawn, where Spartan the dog is ready to pick it up.
Yep, Spawn already had it. Roy with the BR picks up 1, Lunchbox with 2, 43-37, 6 kills. Is all that separates these two teams.
I'm still super impressed about how big of that deficit that they closed up. 13 kill deficit, now a 5 kill game. And I do want to give a lot of credit to saying Snipe Down getting the Overshield and then also actually controlling the tower. We see Roy killing Spartan Dog and Tower, 3 kill game. Can they bring it back? What do they need to do, Benson?
This is insane. They just need to keep forcing Leftovers with this outside spawn. They just don't seem comfortable playing from the outside. We've seen them play from inside this entire game. That's how they dominated. That's how they got that lead. It's a 3 kill game now. That's all it is. Lethal will have a gunfight right in front of him. He's able to pick up Cloud with the melee. A 2 kill game now, Walshy. This is so close as this series has been. This is a fitting way to end this best of 5.
Yes, we wouldn't want it any other way. We do not want to see any blowouts in this final, this semifinals here, but we do have a new Overshield coming up any second. I know I put a lot of pressure on the last Overshield, but this one could be even bigger.
Oh, Conley gets it! He gets it right out of Lethal's grasp!
There was APG and I think Lunchbox both down low.
I can't believe he got it!
Conley brings his team to a 1 kill lead, 2 kill lead, and this game is over in I don't even know what fights are going on at the moment. I'm watching Spartan over at the red of outside. Like, he's on red sneaky ledge trying to fight Lethal, who wisely backs away.
I cannot believe Commonly managed to get that OS right from underneath EG. Spartan's put himself in a very aggressive position. He is able to pick up one. It's a one-kill game. He falls 49-48. Next kill will win, and they are able to get it as well. Leftovers defeat Evil Geniuses in today's semi-final. What an incredible game. Walsh, that was insane, Walsh. That was literally insane.
So Skype must have not been able to handle how your excitement there, because at the end, as soon as you just go, one kill game it, and it just blanks out for me. I just felt like I was missing like the fight of the century on MMA or something. And
bro, that was insane.
It was. I'm not sure who you were at the end there, but it was. I was on Snipe Down, who was.
He had that challenge, right?
Inches away of shotgunning somebody and saving his teammate, getting that Guardian Angel medal, and then who knows what could happen there. But jeez, yes, that closeout at the end. I'm rewatching it on the Twitch stream right now.
That was so close.
Yeah, because mine's a little behind, but
you take a look at the series layout. Okay, the way the series panned out. Map 1, Evil Genius is 100 points to 90 after an insane comeback on Plaza Strongholds.
Yes, 72 points. Unanswered comeback on
crazy
that Stronghold
comeback.
game.
Crazy comeback. Then you go to game 2. It was Truth Slayer, Leftovers with a 50-47 win. Okay? Game 2, Fathom CTF. We had almost a 6 to 7 minute just complete stalemate before all of a sudden Leftovers get this just sneak return
the miraculous
of the
cap. The miraculous return, I should say.
Unbelievable. Like
just
45 seconds left, they get
just
the read.
throws out to Invisible Spartan the dog.
Right? Then you go over to a breakout altitude. EG able to pick that one up 5-3 despite pretty close comeback from Leftovers. They almost managed to force it. Tied round in that one, if you remember. Then we go to that game 5. Leftovers had a 13 kill advantage at one point before Evil Genius is coming all the way back, making it a 1 kill game, 49-48. Leftovers, though, able to pick it up and progress through to today's grand final, forcing Evil Geniuses a top 4 finish on the day. Unbelievable stuff in the second North American Online Qualifier. For now, though, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, we're heading to the second semi-final, which is going to be Allegiance versus CLG. See you in a minute.